First of all, great to get a win. And, really, probably the thing that stands out the most about this game is the way our guys responded in the second half. Obviously, I don't know what it is, it's this time of year. There's a lot of upsets out there today. And, all of a sudden find yourself a 7-point game at half. And, that was going to be a big challenge and an opportunity for us to learn a lot about this year's team and how they were going to respond and, if they were going to point fingers and separate or whether they're going to come together. Go play at a higher level in the second half. Really challenged at halftime. That at the end of the game, it's going to ultimately be decided about how we play up front on both sides. Defensive line, offensive line. I know we had 11 tackles for loss and 3 sacks. The majority of them were probably in the second half. And then offensively, really able to run the ball there in the second half. So really, just really proud of how our guys responded there in the second half. And really kind of a tale of 2 halves, honestly. Offensively, really pleased, 6 rushing touchdowns. I think it's the first time in a long time there, but really about 4 different runners. I think Mangum had 2, Dukes had 2. It's good to see him get out there and make some plays. And then the team was 1, and then the one I'm most happy about is K1 Powell. That young man got hurt in the first scrimmage a year ago, and really he's had almost a year-long recovery to get back. Again, his first game here at USF, to be able to get in there in the end zone, I think that's something that it'd be great for him to build off of that. Also pleased by the complimentary football. I think we had 3 turnovers on defense, and offensively we went and scored 3 touchdowns from those 3 turnovers, and that's something that we talk about a lot of the time is complimentary football. The defense get the ball back for us, and offense let's go down and score. And then really I think the first defense, outside of 1 touchdown drive they gave up there in the second half, I think they had 4 or 5 stops, the next 4 or 5 drives outside of when some of the subs went in. And then offensively, 4 consecutive touchdown drives there in the second half really is what allowed us to get some separation. We had a good number of injuries going in, 4 or 5 starters probably, several on defense. So it was an opportunity for some other guys to get in there and play. And then as the game went, really, put a lot of subs in, the 2s and 3s there on defense, for them to get out there and play. And there'll be a lot of stuff they can learn from their experience. And at some point, you just got to get out there and let them play and learn from that. But overall, happy to get the win. There'll be plenty of stuff to clean up anytime early in the year, whether it's a win or a loss. There's still a lot of things to fix. Give Coach Larry Scott and the Howard team a lot of credit. I thought they played extremely well. Watching their first 2 games this year on tape and then watching them today, that they played very well tonight. And tried a double move there and weren't quite on the same page with him and Weaver. I think that's a shame because that was our only turnover of the night right there on the first play. And disappointed to go back and kind of clean up the details a little bit there. But really after that play, we had no turnovers offensively, which I thought was obviously a key to this kind of game.
Are you concerned about this being the second straight game where the timing was off, maybe half a second here, half a second there? Are you concerned about that at all going into week 3?
Yeah, I think it's something early in the season. We're still, I think I look at it as an opportunity to take the next step for us offensively. And again, it's everybody being on the same page. Starting with the protection, the throw, and we're just missing those a little bit. But those are the differences, right? Those would have been an opportunity really to receivers will be able to find our right timing and spacing to get those put up.
Coach, from a defensive standpoint, was the difference between last week and this week eliminating those splash plays?
Yeah, I think overall, I think we did a better job, in some key situations. Like I said earlier, getting them some third and longs and not being in the middle and third short all day long. Did not feel like we played very well defensively in the first half. We were fortunate to get a couple turnovers, but really just gave up too many yards on first and second down in the first half and allowed them to extend drives. I think their game plan was to kind of play slow on offense and try to shrink the game down a little bit. I think they really did a good job of that in the first half. And then we started playing a little bit better. And we made some adjustments too defensively with some protocols and things like that to maybe put us in a little bit better situation.
Jay Curry, a guy that really hasn't got a lot of running.
Yeah.
USF careers played a lot of all these 13 games. Just how happy were you with it?
Yeah, that was good. Obviously, Matt Hill being out this week, that was going to be a big opportunity for Jay. Kind of playing a new position. He's played all over some of the different safety spots. It's really the first time that he's played in our kind of star position there at nickel. And again, I can't really speak to how well he played right now. I can go back and kind of watch the video. But Jay is a guy that is versatile and really can play any of those three safety spots. Yeah, and then also, T.J. Robinson, we had to move back the corner, with both Data out and Christian Williams out. So, two of our top three corners were out. So we moved T.J. Robinson from safety to the corner. And obviously, with Matt Hill being out, we're a little bit thin there. I think Ray Thornton got more playing time this week and in that role. So, it's still a learning process. Still, again, a lot of new guys playing in some new positions. But that's really what it's all about early in the season for those guys to go out and get some experience, and they'll be better the next time they go out.
You talked about staying consistent, especially looking at next week. What worked tonight, and what do you have to continue to do to get that win again next week?
Yeah, well, we're going to have to play extremely well. Obviously, it was a very talented team, and I know Coach Napier will have those guys ready to play next Sunday night. And, for us, our preparation really shouldn't change from, whether we're playing Howard or we're playing Florida. For us, like we talked about, to be consistent, right? We gotta focus on our execution, our alignment. So that's the guys out of alignment today, and how we're doing what we're doing. So, for us, it's we're pushing, trying to play that game where we're playing to the best of our ability. Tonight was not, and whatever you do, definitely the first half for sure. And then there's things in the second half that we're not to that standard. The good news is, I think there's a whole other level that we can play. And it's just my job and our coach's job and the players to take ownership and to improve. I did see improvement from week 1 to week 2. And now, going in to play this type of team next Saturday, there's going to have to be a big step of improvement for us to be able to go out and do what we need to do next Saturday night.
Coach, how concerned are you about your third down defense? 10 for 17 tonight with the other team. BYU was able to move the ball, so how concerned are you about it going forward?
Short, but yeah, a lot of that we're talking about, cleaning up our execution on a lot of those mistakes that we made. We lost guys, and maybe they did a good job on the screen, so our guys got picked off. They got to be able to see that and react and beat the blocker and those type of things. So that's where it shows up a lot more on third down, right? You get a 6-yard gain on first down, second down. Everybody just, you got to play the next down. When it happens on 3rd and 4, and they get a 6-yard gain, right? Everybody sees it right there. So we got to play better on every down, and if we do that, then our third down success will improve.
You said coming in was a still drinking man. I mean, how good is it for not only you but the players? Just regardless of who you want or he played to win a game.
Yeah, we needed that. Again, guys that work hard doesn't mean that we don't have one to improve on. We do. This has been important to them. They They had a hard off season, and it was good to see them be able to celebrate. And, at the end of the day, the fun is in the winning. That's really what it's all about. When you win, you get to have fun and everything. I promise you, that second half was a lot more fun than maybe we've had in a while. And so hopefully those guys will do what it takes to be able to have a lot more of those moments.
How do you prepare for a quarterback like Anthony Richardson, AR-15 for Florida? I mean, what kind of challenge is that going to be next week?
Season as a starting quarterback. I haven't. We did a little bit of Florida study in the summer, but I haven't been watching the last 2 weeks. He's a very dynamic. There's not many guys in college football like him at his size and true 4.3 speed and can throw the ball very well. He is one of many challengers for next week. Sure.
You think you're going to get these guys back, these injured guys?
Yeah, we'll see. We got a few more guys banged up tonight, and I think for what I could get during the game, they were getting some guys X-rayed. All the news so far was positive, but we'll have to see tomorrow where that is, and then hopefully we'll get Matt Hill and get those guys back. We'll kind of know probably the middle of next week. So, yeah, a few more injuries than we want to have this early in the year, but that's part of it. And the next guy's going to be ready to step up until those guys get back.
Seems like Gary kind of found his groove a little bit. He's more comfortable now.
Yeah, it's good to see it. I thought that was a great way to end. On deep ball right there, OD did a really good job going up and attacking the ball. And overall, we got some things to clean up there, but I know those guys they'll definitely work on it. But yeah, it was good to see some of those plays down the field.
Those injured guys not being in there had a lot to do with the slow start defensively.
I don't know. I really don't look at it that way. I think there was a lot of guys that had opportunities to make plays that have been in there with the starting group that didn't make plays. I didn't feel watching those mistakes that it was, a bunch of the new guys. I just felt like we were out of position in a few areas. But I mean, those guys have been practicing all week. Obviously, the guys that were out haven't practiced all week long. I will mention a guy like DJ Gordon. I think he may let us some tackles tonight. And with Greer, we had to hold Greer again with his hamstring. So that's another starter that was out, I guess. But it was good to see DJ go in there, in that situation and lead us with tackles. And again, what you hope early in the year playing these non-conference games is you're hoping that you can kind of develop some depth because we're definitely going to need that, as we get into our conference play here in a few weeks.
Is there a certain identity you want to focus on offensively?
Yeah, I think, we're close. I feel like we've got to kind of connect on some of the deep balls to be able to really, we want to be able to run the ball and we want to be able to throw the ball. We want to be able to attack down the field. I mean, it's very hard in college football these days to, just, run it 4 and 5 yards a clip. You got to have those explosive plays in your offense. But while you're working on that, it's great to see, 6 rushing touchdowns and see these guys. But whenever we can kind of put it all together, then that's when we're going to take that next step, and that's what we'll be working towards.
Coach, on offense, a majority of the night you seem to be in front of the sticks. Is it easier to call plays 2nd and 4 than 2nd and 14?
Yes, absolutely. No doubt. And really what that leads to is, fewer third downs, right? When you stay on schedule, 1st and 2nd down, fewer third downs. And then when you get in third downs, you're more in that third and manageable situations. But yeah, I think there's no doubt about it. Being able to be in front of the sticks, you go back and look at those touchdown drives, right? They probably have something in common with good plays there on 1st and 2nd down.
Coach, quick follow-up to that. You only had 8 third downs, so you had to be playing good on 1st and 2nd down, right?
Yeah, that's right. I don't really, I don't even know what we were there on 3rd down, but I would venture to say there's probably very few third downs on those 4 touchdown drives in the second half. Because again, we're moving the ball and explosive plays. Great to see, the T be able to get out there and have an explosive play. He's a playmaker. We'll want to continue finding ways to get him the ball.
What was the conversation like with you, Gary, and Coach Trickley whenever game performance were on the first drive?
Really just to stay patient. We're going to keep throwing the ball, and we're going to keep taking opportunities. And it's kind of like when Michael Jordan or LeBron goes on a streak of missing a bunch of shots. And what you tell them, keep shooting, right? Because the law of averages are going to be able to come back. You just got to kind of work your way through those situations. You can try to simulate it in practice. We're going to get a scout team guy. Games are all about is getting out there and guys trying to feel what it looks like. And the biggest thing we told him is, hey, we're going to continue to take those opportunities and just go out there and do what you're supposed to do and let's make plays. And again, probably one of the best plays was right there at the end with him and OG on a nice sky ball versus man coverage. So that's a good way to finish the game and build off of that.
Obviously, satisfied with a win. You want to put wins in that column, but this is a game where maybe you don't feel as satisfied with kind of how you played in terms of some of the balls that were missed offensively, some of the defensive miscues.
Yeah, I think where we are right now, we need to win. I think you could ask some of those teams that were big favorites today and didn't win. They'd probably tell you they'd be happy with a win. But as a coach, I mean, always got things to improve on early in the year. But man, I'm not going to downgrade this win at all. I don't believe in that if you don't win by 40, then you didn't play well or whatever. We're not there as a program yet. We're still learning how to win games. And you go in there and it's 14-7.5 with a team that hasn't found a way to finish games in the second half in the last year or so. Then it's good to see a team go out there and finish. It doesn't matter who you're playing. You got to go out there and be able to finish. And our guys know that we have a whole nother level, and that's what our goal is each and every week, to find a way to play better. And eventually, if we'll continue working on that and take the next step, then we'll be able to see what our best is, right? And so we're going to have to get there pretty quick this week, playing the type of opponent we have there in Gainesville on Saturday. All right. Thank you all.
Thanks, Coach. Coach.
Start with players with running back Ryan Petit, third career 100-yard game, 15 yards a carry tonight. Question, Brian.
Brian, take us through when you see green grass and not a different color jersey out there, and it's just race to the goal line.
It's a great feeling being got that opportunity tonight. When the outside zone runs, it was had it up great by the offensive line. Got a great block out there while the wide receiver sincere. It's a great feeling to be able to use my. I think it's my best attribute, speed. But
You're not going anywhere unless those hogs open the holes, right?
yeah, I mean, yeah.
How nice is it to finally get a win? I mean, after a whole summer of rebuilding this team, now you finally get this beautiful.
It's a great feeling to be even there celebrating. That's where the fun comes in, winning. So I think we needed this to just remind ourselves that we can still win. You feel me? And it's just been a minute, so we're trying to get back on our groove. Trying to get some more victories. So
What do you do to keep going?
what was that?
What do you do to keep going?
Just keep our head down and keep working. Can't really let losses discourage you. You just gotta keep fighting, keep working. It's what we live for right here. Football.
Coach talked about halftime. He talked with you guys. How did you, from his perspective, how did the team feel? How did you guys feel at halftime?
I mean, we were winning, but we definitely felt like we were leaving a lot out there on the field. It's missed assignments, a lot of just mistakes going on out there. Coaches told us we got to keep playing, play well, basically not their mistakes. So that's what we did. Came out and had to play the second.
You talked about a groove, and normally that touches coming from kick returners, like spotty plays and offense, but today at second carries. Talk to me about like what that.
I feel more warm and whenever I'm out there and I can get a couple carries throughout the series. I honestly don't really pay too much attention to that. I do whatever the coaches ask me to do. Try to be as best as I can.
How good was that for K1 getting the ends on there?
Oh, it was great. we was fucked up for been waiting since he got in the car. Everyone was a great player coming in, looked good, coming in as a freshman, and the injury that set him back for a year. So it was long, they're itching to get back out there. So don't have to.
Brian, how much are you and actually the whole team looking forward to next week going to the swamp and taking on that challenge?
We got to look forward to it. It's a great opportunity for us. So it's like, just going for our head down, treat it just like any other week. But we got to know we're playing a great opponent. We're ready for it, though. Never down anything, but.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you,
Thanks, Brian.
All right, senior guard, Demetrius Harris. The way we 6 rushing touchdowns, our most since 2003 season. Just off program record of 8. He's going to use the stay on
About 1 o'clock when that lightning hit, were you going through that here we go again feeling?
So it was so crazy. I was talking to my parents because I was trying to get them down to the stampede. I was like, I don't know, they ain't looking too good right now. But eventually, it kind of passed over. We were happy to play. No rain delay. We're just happy to get out there and leave the door.
In 1 sentence, can you describe the win?
I can give you 1 word. It's great. Great. Period. That's it.
Drop the mic.
Drop the mic.
What is it like to win? For that, a lot of frustration just to win a game.
It feels good to be back on that winning side. You put so much work in the spring, in the off season, summer conditioning, camp, and it's like, man, finally all that hard work and finally paid off. And that's just 1 win. And we have 10 more games to do. We're gonna take a 1 week at a time. We're gonna enjoy this win, 24 hours, and then we're gonna move on to the next period or the next week.
Still seems like there's a healthy competition at right guard between Dustin and Lofton. What have you seen out of those 2 guys in 2 games?
And those 2 guys are competing. I feel like the more the merrier. We can, if Mike goes in, we can roll with Mike. If Dustin goes in, we can roll with Dustin. If one of them get hurt, we can swing them. They both can play center. So I feel like the more depth, the better. I don't think it's nothing better than they rotate them. Same thing in practice. Mike go first team, Dustin might go second team, vice versa. So just trying to keep everybody fresh. So, not 80 plays, 90 plays on somebody, 50, 40, 50 plays, 50 snaps, 40 snaps, 50, 50, just keep everybody fresh. Stay fresh throughout the game.
Each one you have 6 rushing touchdowns. Is that a statistic that offensive linemen like?
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. Just knowing that, over 200 yards on the ground, 6 touchdowns, I don't care who you're playing. That's not easy. Howard is a good opponent. They have great players. They have a lot of USF ties. So I know they was ready and locked in to play us. And for us to go out there and produce and put that on film, that's just a testament to the coaches, to the running backs, and to the O-line, just leaning on us and counting on us, and we just went out there and do what we needed to do.
You take a picture of the Hogs and put that up at Mission Bell now, 6 rushing touchdowns?
Yeah, we definitely need to do that. That's a big time. Mr. Brown came up to me and he was like, 6 rushing touchdowns, the most since like 03. I was like, man, like 03, I was like 5. So, just making history, winning games, having fun. It's a great feeling, like I said earlier.
What was the conversation like amongst the O-line when things weren't going that way in the first half?
That's frustrating for sure. Just because, like I said, all the work that you put in, but we just locked in. He was like, hey, man, let's just get back to what we know how to do. I feel like sometimes we probably doing a little too much. But like, hey, man, we know at the end of the day that our 5 can go out there and block a D5. We have the backs, we have the quarterbacks, we have the receivers. If they put too many in the box, we can, throw it out the week, throw it out to Jimmy. We believe in Coach Scott, we believe in our Coach Trickett, Coach Mo, the O-line coach. So it just getting back to what we do best.
And you just touched on how you felt like they were doing too much. Coach Trickett mentioned that over this past week. What was that feeling like when you got back in the film room and like man, I missed it here, he missed it there. Like,
Yeah.
we'll talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, when you have a lot of players, when you have a lot of weapons, you try to get everybody involved. I mean, you got Weeder, you got J5, you got Bat, you got Mangum. I mean, like the list goes on. So you try to get everybody touched, try to keep everybody happy. But I feel like each game, I mean, going with a game plan, but throughout the game, you have to make adjustments. And if the throws aren't there, and the running in, I mean, 6 touchdowns out there, we gotta go get them. Just trying to keep everybody happy, but at the end of the day, still trying to win the ball game. 'Cause that's the most important thing at the end of the day.
What do you mean by doing too much? You know, kind of.
So when I say doing too much, it's like just trying to. Because I don't want to say it in a negative way. It is. Yeah. Just like I said, just trying to get everybody involved. And sometimes if you're running the ball, you're getting 8 yards a pop. And then you run the ball again, you get 7 yards. They run the ball again, you bust for 60 like that did. It's like, well, let's keep running it. You know what I'm saying? Let's not make it hard. I mean, I know everybody want to get their touches and stuff like that, but it's like, man, if we can run for 200 yards a game, we're going to win a lot of games. And we had the offensive line, like I said, we had the offensive line, we had the experience, we had the depth. I mean, with Mike and Dustin, you know, me, Brad, Donald, Big Trey, Coach Mo pushing us. And so, you know, let's just stick to what we do best. And that's running the ball. And you can see that 200 plus yards, 6 rushing touchdowns. Like I said, against any opponent, that's an outstanding accomplishment. So,
And you being a Jacksonville guy, I know you must have some familiarity with Gainesville and the Swamp.
definitely.
You get your opportunity. How much are you and your teammates looking forward to going up there and getting that opportunity?
I mean, so for me personally, I mean, I grew up a Florida Gators fan, like Urban Meyer, Charlie Strong, Tebow, Crazy, like the whole nine. So even when we played last year, it was like a surreal moment for me. But going into the Swamp at nighttime, I mean, you really can't ask for a better opportunity. They'd probably be ranked. I know they just lost, but they'll probably still be ranked. I mean, going out there, getting a statement win against a ranked opponent on the road, SEC. I mean, those are games that you live for.
Thanks, Frank.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Linebacker DJ Gordon, 17 to 7 tackles, 1.5 tackles to loss tonight. Big question for DJ.
What was the big difference between last week and this week on defense?
We just out there in practice and focus. Coach Ernie, Coach Sheets have been on us hard. Make sure not to get too hard on us, like not overthinking. But we shot it playing fast and playing, do what we do best.
The biggest thing is you don't want to let one loss fester into a second one. What did you do this week to eliminate BYU and concentrate on Howard?
We just moved on to the next. We never try to go back in our past. We just keep that in rearview mirror. And so this week we just focused on like little details, the fine details that we see that we can fix, and not overthinking things. And our coaching staff is helping us along like with stuff that we need to work on with.
What do you guys think you need to do to get better on third down against opposing teams?
We just need to bring everybody just need to do their job. We got to keep doing their assignment to the best of their ability and get to the quarterback, get the ball out of his hands, and our secondary need to just stay locked down and keep scrapping everybody.
With USF brought in you and Rashad both from Minnesota last year. Just I know this is the first time we got a chance to talk to you this season. Just when you find out that Rashad was coming down and that you guys are going to be teammates again, just kind of what was that feeling of being able to play with a guy like that again?
It was good because when I entered the portal, I had me and Shot. We always been close. We went to Minnesota 2019 at the same time, and so we always been close to the whole time we've been there. So it was like when I hit the portal, got offered, and then Rashad did too. I was like, we're gonna be together again, bro. Let's get it. Let's eat because we the same thing that we thought now. Same thing we stay in Minnesota. So now we got another opportunity to showcase our talent, showcase our skills for a different team.
And he's one that was a big time recruit coming out of high school himself. Just how good has it been to see him shine here at USF these first few games and kind of be a staple at that tackle spot?
It's been good because I always knew he had that within. Like he showed that Minnesota. We just want to get opportunities that we deserve, and so now we're just showcasing what was already within.
For you, to kind of capturing an opportunity with Antonio out, what's been the biggest mindset change for you as you were kind of going to be spot guy, reserve kind of rotation. Now you're getting the majority of the snaps at the linebacker. We're kind of
it always since I got here was competition, and so my thing is, and my goal is to compete. Like I compete with anybody who I play against. That's the name of the game. So that's how I just take on the road everything.
So it looks like your defense, compared to last year, is feeling much better. TFLs, sacks, you're getting in the backfield. What's been the key to, for yourself or everybody, just to create more problems for the offense that way?
Just swarming the ball, having a lot of energy, being aggressive, being dominant. Not going out there with your head on your shoulders and doing your job. Everybody just doing their assignment, doing their job, and coach just in practice, we always go every day. We got to go with like four takeaways, whichever we get it. And so that's just been every day of practice. That's what we've been chasing. We're just chasing, showing.
EJ, I know you want to enjoy this win, but any preliminary thoughts on Florida next week?
But no, I'm ready. I'm ready for whatever they're gonna bring to the table.
Did you play at Ohio State, Michigan, and places like that, the Big Ten?
Yes, sir.
So is going in the swamp same thing?
Yes, same thing. I ain't worried about that. I never look at the crowd or all that. Just lock in and do your job, do the assignment.
Is going to the swamp a thing for you? You
No,
go around
I ain't
Plain
worried.
City?
I'm from Plain City, Florida. My parents and stuff were Gators fans growing up. So my dad won't be there. He probably won't have one half jersey. But it is what it is.
What was like you love the team at Taco today? What was it for you that like just kept it going that high energy?
Just locking in, like the whole week, coach like made it easier. Like we ain't got to do that much thinking, and that was really the goal. Like all week, I was just focused on little details, little things, and just fine tune my game. Anything I could do better. But I don't coach everything don't be heavy, and just better my game every step, every way I get it. Watching film, study, everything.
And with the quarterback next week and Richardson, you know the dual threat does everything. Like, what is it going to like the discipline? Like, have you already watched film on him or any?
Yeah, we watch film. We want to watch the film. I'm just gonna have to be just little fine details. Like as far as like let's say like when I'm out the box, I just gotta stay home and be patient. Whether read and see whether he's gonna pull it or I keep going, and just play my game.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Earlier this week, Coach said that there were some mistakes made in regards to play calling. Do you think that you guys improved on that this game?
Oh yeah, we talked about that. Coach put it more in our hands. Like we just call the defense out there, put it more in our hands, so it's less thinking. It's stuff like that. We can play fast, play strong, and we don't have to worry. Think about this, more communication and stuff like that.
All right. Thank you, DJ.
Thanks.
All right, that'll be it for tonight. We'll see you on Tuesday. Credential link was sent out last week. Make sure if you're planning on going to Florida, that's official credential requesting with them. Yeah. So you will see that.